Welcome back to the Cap Rack. My name is Tyler Bloomstick, joined by Sam Meehan. This is our Thursday, January 14th episode of the Cap Rack. We're bringing college basketball picks today, plus NHL picks from Sam. I don't know much about NBA, Sam, or NHL. Sam knows about NHL. It's the second time I made this mistake today.
Apparently not. Apparently, I don't know anything about the NHL because that was a fun night yesterday.
That's all right. Long season.
Could have easily been 4-2, but it didn't happen. 1-2-4, but we're gonna go 6-0 today.
That's how sports betting works sometimes. It's like, you win, and then last 2 minutes of the game,
And then the Canadians decided to take two penalties real quick, and then let up a 5-2 man advantage, two goals real quick, bang. It's whatever.
It happens. 2-1 yesterday on college basketball. We won. Let me just check. We won on the LSU -1.5 spread. That was a landslide. We crushed that one.
And the VCU George Washington over.
Yeah, I feel like we kind of crushed that one as well.
That was pretty easy.
Pretty close. Our model also had George Washington to cover, which they ended up doing. We didn't put that as a pick, but just so you guys know, the model is working. Our loss came on Wake Forest +8. I think they lost by 10 or 11.
But they got as close to I think 1 or 2 with 10 minutes left in the second half, and then it's the same thing they've done every game this season where they get really close to these good teams, and at some point they just fall apart.
Yeah. I mean, there's nothing you can really do about it. I mean, I thought it was a good value play. The model thought it was a good value play. We still went 2-1. That's making money, so we like that, and we're going to try to do that again today. So let's start with, let me see what time these games are. So first game is going to be at 7 o'clock for the NCAA, then 9 o'clock, then 11 o'clock, and then another 11 o'clock game. So late games if you're on the East Coast. I said West. That was pretty funny. Let's start with the first game of the day. It's going to be Indiana versus Purdue. Indiana's home. The spread is 3.5 in favor of Indiana. The total is a very low 129.5. Our model's projecting a 70-65 Indiana win. So no play on the spread here, just because, I mean, not getting much edge revealed from the model, but we do like to play on the over on a really low total, 129.5. Sam, Purdue and Indiana can both score the ball, no?
Yeah, they can both score the ball. They're at a relatively slower pace compared to some other teams, but even when you play at a slowish pace, you're still going to get around that 65 total that we need from each side to hit this over.
Yeah, it doesn't seem that difficult. I mean, Purdue's 4-4 on the road in terms of the over, so they've split both. Same thing with Indiana at home, 2-1. So they got to push here on the total. But I mean, Indiana's got star power down low with their forwards. I mean, they're going to be able to get easy baskets, and you want easy baskets to obviously be able to got in these types of games. So, yeah, I like this. This is a low total as it is also.
Yeah, anything under 130 that, total-wise, unless the two teams are absolutely atrocious, I'll take the over, almost every time.
I agree. If you look at Purdue's last two games, I mean, they ended in the 50s. I mean, they lost to Illinois. They put up 58, lost by 8, 66 from Illinois. That stayed under. Same at Michigan State. But Indiana's been putting up points in the 80s and the 70s. So, they have the scoring power. They're home. They're going to dictate the pace. I'm just only a little bit worried about Purdue staying consistent throughout the entire game. But 60 is, very attainable. 70-60 sends this over, so.
Yeah, and I think both those latter teams in Illinois and Michigan State are both stronger defensively than Indiana is, so I don't expect them to cause many problems for Purdue.
No, they should not. It'll be a good game regardless. I mean, both two very good Big Ten teams. Alrighty, so we're going to go over 129.5. Next, we're going to move on to San Diego State at Utah State. That game is at 9 p.m. We have a spread of 1 in favor of the home team, Utah State. The total is set at 130.5. At least that's what it was last night.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I have the same as well.
Okay, so yeah, still there. Projections are going to be accurate. We're projecting a 69-68 Utah State win, so a very, very small half-point edge on San Diego State for the spread. But our play is going to be on the total. We're going to give you another over here. Projecting 137.5 points, so 7 points over the projected total of 130.5 set by Vegas.
Both teams can score.
Yeah, San Diego State was ranked earlier.
Yeah, Utah State averages close to 80 points a game, and I mean they both are strong defensively. Don't get me wrong; they're both holding teams 60 points a game, but these are two of the better teams in what is it? Is it the Big West they're in, or
Mountain West.
Mountain West? That's it. They're two of the better teams in that conference, and I would expect them to both be coming out and playing their best games offensively. Like, yeah, they can play good defense, but there's sometimes nothing you can do when you're playing good offense. And just
Yeah, no,
it's again another very low total, like 65 apiece, and we hit it.
exactly. And I feel like that's kind of the trend of today. As I'm getting some text messages over here, apologize for that. I mean, yeah, this can go over. All the totals for today are around 130 will be good. Let's move on to the next game. We got a double 11 o'clock game action over here with the first one is
Late night coffees.
Huh? Oh, yeah. I mean, it's going to be a late night tonight for sure. It's going to be BYU at St. Mary's. Two very, very good programs. BYU's coming in at 8-3. St. Mary's at 9-3 for this game. I think it's another 1-point spread. Yeah, in favor of St. Mary's. They're they're favored here. The total kind of to go along with the trends we've been having. They're at 132.5. So we're projecting a 71-68 St. Mary's win. About 3.5 points there. Nothing on the spread, but the total we're going to give you 6.5 points of edge, projecting 139 points. So BYU has talent. They have grad transfer Matt Harms from Purdue down low. So he's a guy that's consistent that they can just literally give the ball to just put in for easy layups whenever they please. And St. Mary's is a solid program. What do you think?
Yeah, St. Mary's, their strength is definitely defensively. They're going to try and slow you down. But BYU can kind of counteract that. They're a very strong offensive team and not quite as strong defensively. So, that'll give St. Mary's a little boost in their side of the total. And then BYU, what you said, just and then get it down low, get some easy buckets, and then maybe get to the foul line of good amounts, just slow that game down. And, I don't want to keep, saying the same thing, but again, another very low total.
Yeah.
And I saw BYU they put up a bunch against Gonzaga a week or two ago. And granted, Gonzaga plays at an incredibly fast pace, but
probably the highest pace in the country.
Yeah, but the thing is that they were making shots at least for most of the game, but they can score. And St. Mary's, I think they're just a better team than St. Mary's too. So,
it's always good when the away team is pushing the pace a little bit. I mean,
yeah,
if the home team feels comfortable and they're going to get the buckets they're expected to get, it should send it over. Okay, so we're going to give you 132.5. We're going over on that game. It's BYU at St. Mary's. That's at 9 or 11 o'clock. We're moving on to the next 11 o'clock Eastern. Next one is going to be Arizona at Oregon State, also at 11 o'clock. The spread is Arizona -8 for the road team. Total set at 140.5. We like the game to go a 69-64 Arizona win. So with 8 points from the home dog here on Oregon State, we like that play with about 2.6 points of edge. Oregon State's been a really solid team. They've kind of played spoiler a little bit and just really been tough. They're 4-4. They're 3-5 against the spread, 4-4 over under. Just a very average team, but you're getting 8 points in a Pac-12 conference that Arizona's a very good team, but they're not I feel like in conference games, 8 points is very tough to cover, especially on the road.
Yeah, I'm going to Oregon State. No, it's going to be a tough game for Arizona. They started the season very strong. They were 9-1, but they've lost 2 in a row, both at home to USC and UCLA. Two solid teams, but they kind of got beat pretty handily, both of them. So put them back more to the middle of the pack in the Pac-12 with nice with Oregon State there, and yeah, again 8 points home dog in conference. As I love it.
Yeah, I think it should be a very simple cover.
Oregon State looks like one of those teams that maybe they're going to need some help to get in the tournament, and playing these tough teams at home, you got to play them well, or at the very least, if not win. So I expect a big game for Oregon State tonight.
Yeah, I think the Beavs will be they'll be up for this one.
Oh yeah.
Alrighty, so that's it for college basketball picks. We're gonna move into Sam's NHL pick section of the morning.
Oh joy!
Let's see what you got today.
All right, so we're going to start out at 7 o'clock. First game for both these teams. Got the Capitals visiting the Buffalo Sabres in the Eastern Division. And I'm going to go with the newly reloaded Buffalo Sabres at +110 here at home. So they were one of the most busy teams in free agency this year. They traded for the likes of Eric Stahl, and they signed that guy Taylor Hall, the Hart Trophy winner from a couple years ago. And I think they want to start out hot. This team hasn't been in the playoffs in I don't even know when, probably mid 2000s. And um, the past few years, the Sabres have always started red hot and then kind of sputtered out. So I think they're going to do that again. The Caps are kind of, you don't really know what to expect from them. You know what you're going to get from, Ovechkin and, Kuznetsov, but the rest of that team is kind of a big question mark. So I like the Sabres here tonight. And then again, it's seven. This is at 7:30. This next one, we got the Carolina Hurricanes visiting the Detroit Red Wings. Detroit, they were the worst team in hockey last year, if one of the worst teams we've ever seen, really. Obviously, they improved through the draft and all that. They made some moves. They're going to be hopefully a little better this year. But the Hurricanes, I had as one of my Stanley Cup picks in their first episode of the fourth pair, and I think they're going to come out and dominate tonight. So I like them at -1.5. You can get that +125. So another game of plus money here. Yeah, Hurricanes. I love the look of this team. I think they're going to have. They might win their division, in the whether it's Central, and I see a big start tonight for them. And then next, we're going to move to the Blue Jackets at the Predators. Again, I'm going to do some more plus money here. I'm going to take the Blue Jackets
We love that.
plus 105. I love this Columbus team. They're not the most talented in the world, but they do have a good amount of talent. They got guys like Pierre-Luc Dubois, who really came out of kind of his shell on the bubble last year and shown that he, was worthy of that number 3 pick a couple years ago. And a bunch of other studs around him. But the thing is, they're so well coached by John Tortorella. He will always have that team ready to go out and defend. And the Predators, kind of lackluster last year. See if they can bounce back. They got a couple guys that might not be, a couple starters that might not be ready to go tonight. So I like the Blue Jackets plus 105 as well. Let's move on to another 8 o'clock game. We're going north of the border here. We're going to the Calgary Flames at the Winnipeg Jets. And I'm going to go with the home dog here, the Winnipeg Jets at plus 105. The Jets might be the most underrated team in hockey this year.
I was about to say, like, I don't know much about hockey, but I feel like every time I want to bet on the NHL and I go check the slate for the day, the Jets are like a little bit into the plus money territory, but they're capable of winning. I feel like they're a solid
Yeah,
team, so that makes sense.
they have weapons everywhere. Like, they're missing that presence of Dustin Bufflin, that big guy in the back to kind of like throw his body around, but they still have so many guys up top that can score. And we got a hungry Patrick Laine who wants to prove that like he's worthy of a mega deal coming up. He's one of the best young goal scorers in the NHL, along with the likes of Blake Wheeler, Mark Scheifele. Plenty of talent up top, and I think the Flames, their stars have been at least last year, where kind of fell off a little bit, and they're going to need to figure that out if they're going to make a run in this Northern Division. And then we're gonna stay up in Canada for this next game. Second night in a row, we got Canucks and Oilers. Had the Oilers in the over last night. The over hit. The Oilers did not win. I'm gonna steer clear of a winner here, but I'm gonna go with the same pick. We're gonna go over 6.5. It's a normal -110 there. Both teams have a lot of offensive talent. Both teams kind of lack defensively and in goal. That equals goals. And with this season, with a lot of teams playing back-to-back games against each other, I'm gonna kind of keep a log on how the the second leg goes, and whether it's back-to-back wins or they're splitting. So that'll be something to look at throughout the year.
Yeah, we see it in college basketball. I feel like it'd be very good to kind of keep a tab on that for the rest of the season.
Yeah, I'll definitely get the spreadsheet going, and keep an eye on that.
We're big betting guys over here.
Yeah, big betting guys over here. And then we're going to go back down south to the United States. We're going to go down to the beautiful land of Las Vegas, where we have the Anaheim Ducks visiting the Golden Knights. The Golden Knights, in their 4th year of being in the NHL, and they've been a powerhouse since day one.
They were set up that way, to be fair.
And they're going to stay that way because they only got better. And they're playing a very bad Anaheim Ducks team tonight, and I think they're going to curb stomp them. -1.5 Golden Knights at plus 115. Those are my 6 picks for the day, 5 of which are plus money. We're looking like some money tonight and bounce back from a rougher night last night, but that 2-4 could have been 4-2 if a couple pucks bounced our way. But that's going to happen. So
It's the game we
let's do
play.
it.
It's a
And
terrible
then
game.
I wanted the Rangers so bad, but I'm not going to do that.
I have no reason to tell you to or to not do it.
Not in my official picks, at least, but.
Yep. Alrighty. So speaking of non-official picks, I guess you can go get those over on capsonsports.com, our website. We're posting betting picks, all the blogs, podcasts. You can literally grab anything related to our content on that site. Everything's there. Go grab it. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok for betting clips, sports insight, pretty much anything you want. I think that's pretty much it for today's episode. I guess I'll close it out with saying our model has been picking up the slack against the spread. We're currently plus 1,600 in the against the spread department. We're plus $60 in the total department, and overall plus 1,657 for the model. So there's that. That is today's Thursday, January 14th episode of the Cap Rack. My name is Tyler Blumenstick, and as always, joined by Sam Meehan. We will see you next time we see you, probably next Monday or Tuesday for college basketball, or we can hop on for some NHL picks whenever that is. Let us know in the comments when you want us to come back, what kind of content you guys want to see, and we'll make it happen. Adios.